Good day. Hope everybody out there is having a good one. We have really been getting into a lot of cool stuff coming out of Spain. Just cool music coming from all over the world. If this is your first time to the channel, what we do is we're all about finding new music, sharing it with everybody, whether it be new, old, whatever genre. It doesn't matter. We just want to learn about it and share it with everybody because even if it's something that we might not be into, hopefully somebody will see it and it will lead them onto their own awesome musical journey. We have found so much music just from following people's suggestions. We found more music that way than the algorithm ever would have done in this amount of time. We'll say in about a year's time, I've found way more bands or been, by found, I mean suggested more bands than the algorithm ever would have done. The algorithm likes to repeat and likes to show you more things of the same. And people are more variable and there's, a wider horizon, especially when you're, talking to people from all over the world. They got bands from their area that we need to know about. And we got bands from all over the planet on this channel. People doing things that I didn't even know was humanly possible. So I'm telling you, there's just a lot of stuff that, like, even if you're not going to be a fan of this artist, you're going to be like, damn. It's just because they're doing things that are just wow. So yeah. And one thing that we've been really getting into, I've been listening to a lot of Aldi Miola, the Elegant Gypsy album has been like on repeat lately in our in the household, and really just been getting into learning about flamenco and artists and all sorts of different areas of the Spanish music, whether it be sambas, all that different stuff. And this is some more of that stuff. And this is from back in the day. And we're lucky. You don't understand how lucky we are to have some of this stuff. Because, like, I don't know, you could see a little bit right here. There's some VHSs over here. Okay? In this pile of VHSs, there's stuff that never made it even to DVD. So obviously it never went from DVD to YouTube or any of the streaming platforms, right? So there's a lot of music and a lot of stuff out there that we're lucky to even be able to see or hear because somebody has archived it or been able to get it here for us. So we kind of take that for granted sometimes, how like we're watching something that's from like a long time ago, like even when it's something like a live show from the 90s or the 80s, that's kind of special to have that in digital form because, like I said, and music's even one of them things. If the band's out of style, they're not going to keep making DVDs of them. Nope, done, on to the next band. So anyway, enough of me rambling. This is Fandango de Huelva, Niño de Pura. I know I said that all wrong. Probably you're going to slaughter me in the comments. I don't care. We're going to listen to this. It's going to be funny either way. I guarantee it. You can already tell by the guitars. Wait a minute. No, that's 4, right? Bass looks like a 5-string. Which is weird. No, it's 4. Yeah. The in-body timing of these people is just unmatched. It's like people in Spain or from that region are born with metronomes. It's like love that. Tickling. Pretty cool, huh? he's on the tension end of so he's really getting them. Yeah. Every note he's hitting. And the way that they're able to like keep time through all this, and the time's changing as well. Beautiful place. That's the thing about Spain and all them areas. It's beautiful. Oh. Now, where's the thing? I wanted to show you something right here on this wide shot. See this guy down here with this box? Now, usually in the States, this kind of shows how even today other areas are influencing, other areas. In the States, I can tell you from, personal experience being in the music biz, we'll say a good 30 years, easy, 35 maybe. The box for percussion and stuff hasn't like been used so much predominantly as it is today. Like you see it a lot more today. Like usually, like when you saw it, you would only see it with like street performance, and it made so much sense because they're carrying it around. And like here in the States, like with Boston, like street performers and stuff, some of them have to get like these daily permits and stuff like that. So having your spot and all your stuff, being able to set up and be self-contained is very important. And obviously you're not carrying around a drum set unless you're one of them one-man band kind of dudes. But off topic, still, now it's been a thing that we've seen a lot more. Like when you see bands doing acoustical sets and everything, these boxes have been a lot more, readily being utilized. You see them a lot more in music stores. Like I've been going to music stores my whole life, and I never, I've been in the percussion section, getting kicked out of it for banging on drums and, all that, like you do when you go to a music store. And, yeah, it's like maybe there would be one of these somewhere. And most people didn't even know what it was. And probably even some drummers would just look over and, box, it's just neat to see. And I like how he's using the brush sticks there that they, you'll see him use them on drum sets. It's like so they can like lightly almost feather tap the drums, and the way that he's using them in a more hard manner than you usually see on the box, and getting this cool sound that almost sounds like maracas, and the way that the timing, I just can't get over it. Like the way that they just sit there and they're so steady. And I mean, look, I get it, it's like, but it's when you dig into like some of the videos that we've looked at, you'll see why I'm so like impressed over clapping, because whoa, these people have taken clapping to a whole new level. It's its own percussional instrument, and they utilize it very well. And it's something that like claps in American music, it's like, well, we use claps, geez, the song that comes to mind, it's because there's so few songs that you could think of with claps in them. I mean, that, is so pronounced. There's a John Mellencamp tune that's got clapping in it. And there's a lot of tunes that got like, clapping, people doing stuff like that as a breakdown and stuff. But you don't see that happening over here. You just don't, and it's it's unfortunate. I think that it could be something that there's a lot of music that is played over here that I think it would be very well utilized. And that's not to say we don't got cool stuff like, you know, spoons and people even, you know, playing the lap, you know. But you know, and I'm really like impressed with like people that play spoons and stuff like that because they do just some crazy stuff. I can play spoons a little bit, but you know, some of the cool stuff that I've like seen some street performers do, it's like, how are you doing that? And that's what I always think of when I watch, you know, this music. It's like, you know, and okay, let's talk about him for a minute. Let me run my face about him for a minute and I'll let you go. He See, now this is getting technical, but there's a guitar right here behind me. See the guitar? When you're down more closer to where the strings come in, that's where the most tension is. Same as up at the top. Makes sense, right? Where the things are attached is where they're going to have the most tension. They have the least amount of tension in the middle. That's the area that you tune in. But when you're playing like that, when you're able to, especially when you're like hitting a lot of notes and rolling through them, if he was to play it up a little bit higher, some of them notes would get lost to the ear because it would kind of get muddied together. But when he plays it down where there's more tension, you hear every single note that he's playing. And, you know, you know, that's one of them little things in technique that we kind of take for granted, I guess, or maybe overlook or not think about. But, you know, it's the little things like that that get utilized in this kind of music that I just have mad respect for the technique, the way that just out of pocket stuff that's like, what? Did you just do that? Like, and you just did it, and you did it with like, yeah, right, yeah, I just did that. You know, like even the people sitting around him, sometimes you can tell they're all looking over, like, wow, holy shit, you just did that, and that's awesome, and that's what I love about this kind of music is they're able to like stay within this, like, okay, here's the sphere that we're going to be in, but we're going to jam out inside this sphere, and then we're going to go off into, you know, I just love how it's like this controlled organized chaos in a way, and it's just that everybody able to really you know, pull their weight and do their thing and go up, you know. And look, man, here we got, you know, a perfect example. Yeah, this is some awesome stuff. Let me see if there's a translation to any of it. Fandangos from Huelva. Okay, so this is Fandangos. Nino de Pura. It's still the same. And Niño. When you see the thing over the, it's Niño. It's like a U sound, right? You English scholars that are gonna show up in the comments all of a sudden because I'm saying words, you'll correct me, I'm sure. So, and Spanish scholars, you'll all set me straight. And thank you for that. Because I want to know how, you know, I live around a lot of Spanish people, but there's different dialects from it's not all the same. And I've learned that, but the hard way too. You know, so, yeah, I have, just a mad respect for this kind of music. And I think that, you know, it doesn't get enough appreciation from people over here in the States, because I think there's a lot of music that just wouldn't exist if there wasn't these people doing this stuff. Because these people are the ones that really set the stage for all the technical, you know, type of playing, and everybody trying to just level up on the technical way of like, how many notes can we cram into a single second even, you know? And it's like, you know, not just how many notes can we cram into a minute and still have it be a fun song, you know, not just be, but how many, you know, it's like this is just, it's like, and how many chord progressions can you fit into a minute? And, all of that. That's just, I think all this music really is this stuff crawled so all the other stuff could walk and run and do all the stuff that it's doing today. I truly think that. I think that there's a lot of music and a lot of musicians that wouldn't be the kind of musicians they are. I've talked to some, people that are metal guitarists that studied flamenco to be a better metal guitarist. So, I'm not off key. I'm a guitarist myself. So I understand this from, kind of a different angle. Not just the music aspect of it, but the technical guitar aspect of it, and, also nylon strings. Again, it's a way easier to get muddy in that. So when they are pulling these pristine, clear notes, and so many of them together, with these kind of strings, even it's an incredible thing. And I think a lot of people take a lot of this stuff for granted, and it's understandable. Nobody's thinking about the tech. They just think about, wow, this is a cool song. There's a lot of cool riffs, and I like this. And it's hard not to move and not to I mean, I'm always wowed by this music. And I'm always, able to just sit here and ramble on like I am now about it, because it's just, there's a lot of cool stuff that, has to be said about it. And I wish I would have found a lot of these artists and a lot of this music years and years ago, like when I was really young, first learning the guitar. I wish I would have known about these artists, because I think it would have shaped the way I play guitar a little bit differently. I think it would have had a great big impression on the way I played, or the way I even looked at the instrument. And you know and it makes me also miss my classic, my nylon stringed acoustic. I had a nice one. And yeah, um lost it to life things, but yeah. Anyway, awesome stuff. If you haven't already, go check this out. We'll have you linked up as much as possible, and to some other artists. There's somewhere around here, there's going to be all sorts of different artists to check out. And you know boogie woogie too. But yeah, somewhere around here there'll be artists and genres and stuff for you to check out and go on your musical journey. If anything, please go to these videos, go to these artists, and show them some support, and show them to somebody that you know will appreciate them. Yeah, give the gift of music, because it's the gift that keeps on giving. So speaking of gifts that keep on giving, if you'd like to see more music, more new stuff, find new music and all that stuff, take a look around, because we got a ton of it. And comment a band or an artist or somebody that we should be checking out, or something we should be checking out, and showing to everybody stuff that people should be knowing about. And yeah, I think people take for granted, when they know about an artist, they seem to assume that everybody knows about that artist. There's been artists that have been probably world famous in your world for decades, that people in my side of the world have never even heard of. And I'm glad to finally know them. But yeah, please don't just think, or assume that I know these artists. Please suggest. I get music sent to me every day, and I'm still finding new artists and new types of music that I never would have found any other way. So please, you guys are way better than the algorithm. Keep it coming. Thank you very much. And definitely go show some support to some artists, because we got a ton of them here. A lot of awesome flamenco players that are still doing the craft today. It's still pushing the bounds. So definitely, please go check them out, like Al Di Meola. Definitely go check out that Elegant Gypsy album. Yeah, you'll get stuck on that one for a while. That's like Elmer's glue. Jeez. But anyway, yeah, good stuff. We got tons more news, reviews, reacts, all sorts of awesome stuff coming, and more. So definitely, hope you're having a good day out there. Hope it's going as good as it possibly can be. And we will see you in the next one. Check this out. Have a good day, everybody.